Here we are today, Sunday, April 30th. We're going down to the south. We're going to go down to Monaco and Orange.
We're crazy.
And we're having a picnic. We're about a half hour north of Lyon. And we stopped to have a picnic. And it is windy.
And it's cold.
It's cold. Oh, but look at the kiddies having fun. Say something. Anything you want to say to the folks at home, Philip? How about the meat? How about Mom?
Sauté.
Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We did about 650 kilometers and we arrived at the hotel in Orange. Now we're going to leave. We just checked in and now we're going to leave and we're going to go sightseeing. It's nice. It's about 17 degrees centigrade, but the wind is really blowing. We are in the middle of Orange. We're trying to find a theater, the antique theater, which I guess is where all those old folks are going to. The architecture in this place is not exactly what you would call great. There's a statue here from the war, and the theater is over there. There are 3 people walking there, these tourists. Side from the back. It's a little windy. Side. The theater in Orange. Some ruins outside. Not quite sure what they are. We're climbing up. There are the rooftops of Orange. C'est bien? It's really windy here. And there's the theater. See? That's the statue. There's the statue of... Who's this? Whose statue is it?
Auguste.
Caesar Augustus. And they're going to do some operas here this summer. They're supposed to have Nabucco. Hold on! This is supposed to be the best preserved Roman theater. Why don't you go there with Mom so I can film you?
No, now. No, you just said. On the consider. Yeah.
Wall of the theater. It's about 108 meters long and about 38 meters high. This is the Arc of Triumph to the north of the city. This is on the Via Agrippa, which went between Arles and Lyon. It was built in 49 BC after the victory to celebrate the victory of Julius Caesar on the Mediterranean. May 1st. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's an aqueduct built by the Romans just before the birth of Christ to take water down to the city of Nîmes. The aqueduct was something like 50 kilometers long. This part it's in 3 parts, and it's 47 meters high. The middle part is about 110 meters long, stretching across the river Gare. And those are a bunch of German tourists. Oh, the little children are bouncing stones near the Pont du Gard. It is really windy again today. It's very windy. Look at the tree. Look at this. Oh, it's windy. It is cold.
Ha 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 ha. It's cold.
Mask with your hand. We are in the restaurant at the Pont du Gard having coffee at 10:20 in the morning, and the little children are having ice cream. There's Mom. She's having her cup of coffee. There's the big boy. He's having chocolate. And the little one is having vanilla. He makes a big mess and then wipes it with his hand. I'm walking towards Les Baux de Provence. Which is up on a hill. Baux de Provence. A lot of people here on May 1st. This is a picture of the village, which is just at the entrance. And this is the map of the place. These are the streets of Les Baux. Very narrow, stone cobbled streets with no traffic. That's the entrance. We came in through there. Grace is taking a picture. She's taking a picture of Mom. This is the view looking down. This is the road we came up on. See? There's a chapel from something like the 17th century. Of a typical street in les Beaux-de-Provence. We are on a hill overlooking les Beaux-de-Provence, where we walked a few minutes ago. Here we are in Avignon. We are at the Hotel Mercure, which is just behind the Palace of Popes, Palais des Papes. We are having lunch. It's about 1:30. We're having lunch in the room. There are the two kids. They love their lunch. Let's hear some good words for lunch. Happy? Is it good?
Yeah.
See, we have one room here. I mean, a big one. See? 2 rooms. This is for Mom and Pop. There's Mom. There's the buffet table.
Complete with cold bath.
Then as soon as we're finished, we're going to go out and look at the Palace of the Popes. In Avignon. This is the Palais des Papes, where the popes used to live in the 12th century. This is a little bit up the hill from the Palais des Papes. Today on the 1st of May it's closed, so we're going to walk around the gardens and then we'll come back tomorrow.
filmer les remparts là. Il y a les remparts.
There's a building right across the street from the Palais des Papes, and it says something happened in 1619. Paul the Sixth. Avignon, towards the Palais des Papes, which is down at the end, up the stairs. See? There's even a McDonald's here. There. Looking down the other way on the same street. Avignon. We're looking across the Rhone at the Papal Palace. There's an island there, and the bridge, the Avignon Bridge, is from the island to the other side. When the Avignon Bridge was built, it came all the way across here. It is really windy. Tuesday, we had breakfast at this patisserie, and now we're going to go visit the Palais des Papes. It's about 9:15 in the morning. It's a nice day today. We're inside the Palais des Papes. This is the Cour d'Honneur, the inside, a large courtyard where they're obviously doing something because there are all these scaffolds and stands, so they probably have some kind of a play or show here. Benedict XII Palace. This was constructed under the direction of master builder Pierre Poisson from 1335 to 1342, and it has 5 different wings. C'est pas intéressant. The 7 popes that were here, the 7, this is a 7, and then there were 2 more. They went back to Rome in 1377, and then there were some anti-popes. These 2 that came back afterwards, and they were anti-popes for about 40 years. This is a large room where they had meetings with the cardinals and other people. It's called the Grand Tinel or Banquet Hall, It's above the consistory hall where we just were. It's about 135 feet long and 30 feet wide, and this is where they had big receptions. Okay, the Pope's table stood at the southern end, and that of the guest was screened by a partition behind which the food was warmed and the dishes prepared for serving. And there is the chimney, which goes way up. This is St. Marshall's Chapel, and the frescoes we're filming were painted between 1344 and 1345 by Matteo Giovannetti. The entire palace was decorated with frescoes like this, but most of them were lost in a fire they had in around 1412. The chamber, which was the antechamber of the Pope. It was here that the people waited who wanted to see the Pope. It was the Pope's bedroom. This is the great chapel of Clement VI, which is 166 feet long, 45 feet wide, and 57 feet high. It stands above the great audience hall. So it has the same dimensions as the great audience hall. This is looking the other way in the great chapel hall, from which the Pope gave his blessing. This is where they said, "Who's that guy next to Louis?" Audience hall, and it's just under the great chapel. Here on the one part we can see the frescoes of the prophets, which was painted by Matteo Giovannetti between 1352 and 1353, drawn in red chalk. See, some of the frescoes can be seen very lightly. Those were done in red chalk. And that should have been of the crucifixion. Right there you can see the outline of it. Oops, we finished the tour. It's about 10 o'clock. And some people are thinking about having a Big Mac.
Yeah, at 10:30, having 2 Big Macs. Look at her, she's angry. And a beer.
Yes, what time is
When Mom arrives, she's gonna have a coffee.
Here we are in Avignon. We have learned a little poem, which the two boys will now recite. Go.
Here I sit in
Misty Vapor?
someone sweat my
Toilet paper.
lunch is ready,
It must not linger.
so I'll use my
Little finger.
Bravo, bravo. We are on the autoroute going towards Nîmes. This is the countryside. I'm in this part of the country. There's a village there. A lot of vineyards, a lot of grapes. There's a fair amount of wine made in this part of the country. Saying before that this is the 20th out of the 70 Colosseums in the world in terms of size, but it's the best preserved. It measures 130 by 100 meters, and it was built just before Christ by the Emperor Augustus. And the tennis tournament is starting on the 4th of May, that is in 2 days, with Boris Becker, Jared, Pat Cash, Henry Lecomte, the outside. They're getting ready for this tennis tournament. We're at the Jardin de la Fontaine in Nîmes. There are a bunch of chestnut trees. This is the entrance inside. It's a nice garden full of chestnut trees. And there's a chestnut. This is spring water coming from up the hills. I presume that is the Temple of Diana, the ruins of the Temple of Diana, which again dates from about the 1st century before Christ. This is the inside of the Temple of Diana.
I'm afraid of now.
Chris?
Well, you covered the best spot.
I'm not gonna do.
It's from close up. Set, go.
Here I sit in.
Misty Vapor.
Someone swipe my
Toilet paper.
lunch is ready.
I must not linger.
You guys going too fast. I can't do that. Okay.
Here I sit in misty vapor.
Someone swipe my toilet paper.
Lunch is ready.
I must not linger.
So I'll use my
little finger.
To La Tour Mine. Just get a panorama of Nîmes. There they are, all pooped.
That's fun.
For mine, I bet it's closed. It's 12:15. It's probably closed. The tower was closed, so we're going down the hill. Going down into town to have lunch. Back streets of Nîmes.
Oh my God. I don't
Rue Adrian. Okay, which was built again in the 1st century before Christ by Caesar Augustus.
Got the sun's in the west.
A view from the other side, it's almost 1 o'clock, so the sun is almost overhead. There's an antique museum inside, which we will probably not see. We have arrived in Arles. It's about 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock, and we're at the Prime Hotel, which is on the outskirts of Arles. And that should be the city of Arles. We're going to be going down there in a little while to visit the theater, and there's a coliseum like the one we saw in Nîmes. And they're all somewhere down there. This is inside our room. We are looking at somebody who's getting, well, sort of dressed, putting on her shoes.
Putting comfortable shoes on.
The kids have a room like ours next door, and they are watching the television for a change. We are in the city of Arles, and there's the Colosseum. There's the old Colosseum, similar to the one we saw in Nîmes. There they're waiting for me to finish taking my pictures so we can go over there and look at it. On the 4th, also on the 8th. So they have bullfighting in here. This is a view of the city. This is a view of the buildings near the Colosseum. Up the tower to get a view of the town. This is the view of the Colosseum from the tower. See, it's missing the third set of rows that we saw in Nîmes this morning. This Colosseum also holds about 21,000 people, and it's about 135 by about 105 meters. That's where they have bullfights now. These are the rooftops of Arles. On the top part of the Colosseum. The ramparts overlooking over the Colosseum. Let's hope we can go through that tower there, so we don't have to come all the way back, like all these other people are going back.
Spider-Man fell. Come on, Spidey. It's my little Spidey woman.
Just like a real monkey.
Just like a real monkey.
The
As
monkey
I
fell.
was a real monkey.
Chris fell.
See if I didn't do exercise every day.
You'd be worse.
I'm going to a cloister of the church Saint Triomphe or something like that. This is the cloister entrance here. This is the steeple of the church near the Trophime cloister. We just came in. There's the steeple of the Saint Trophime church, and this is the courtyard. Part of it was constructed in the 12th century. I assume it's the part straight ahead with the round arches, and the other one with sort of Gothic arches was constructed in the 14th century. We're upstairs on the top of the cloister. downstairs before, underneath those arches. The cloister. We're looking at a bunch of little people.
I should take a picture of this.
These are a lot of little people here.
Here we are playing charades.
Terrible. City. Hurry up, we're filming. Me.
Okay, this
Sounds like
sounds like
little, small,
The it
what or where?
it whom where what
Why?
what
Where?
we go where
Where is?
where
Where is?
what
Where?
when
When?
they got
When?
it.
City when? City when?
when
No. When?
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 Sounds like when? Okay, sounds like when?
when then
When?
Ben Jen Ken Zen
Citizen. Citizen Kane! Ah!
that was
They got it.
Okay, that was good. Citizen Kane. I mean, that. Today is the 5th of May, Wednesday the 5th. Essentially the 4th day of our vacation. It's a 10:15. We're still in Arles. This is the hotel where we stayed in last night, the Prime Hotel. It's very nice. It's brand new. There's a swimming pool right here, except it's a little bit too cold to go swimming now. And now we're going to leave and we're going to go to Marseille. That should take about an hour or so.